first selection tool, which is the object selection tool. But before that, we will work with these two photos, and I got them from the pixels. You can go ahead and get any photo that you want. And now let's go and select our object selection tool. This tool is available only in the latest versions of Adobe Photoshop. I think it's available from 2020. Make sure to update your Photoshop if you want to use this tool. This tool is very smart. You will just make a rectangle around any object that you want, and Photoshop will guess the work and select the object for you. Make sure that we have the Enhance Edge and Object Subtract selected. Before we select our object manually, you can do this by select the object, and Photoshop will select any object that you have in your frame. Many times you want to select a specific object. For that, you will just make a rectangle around it. For example, you want this cup to be selected. You just make a rectangle around it and it will select it. As you can see, we can select the whole body, we can select the face or anything else. Now that we select our object, how can we remove the background? There are many ways that you can do that. One of the ways, duplicate the layer, Command J. As you can see, the duplicated layer will only have the selection. But this way of removing the background is not recommended, and I myself rarely do it. Because when you do it, for example, we remove the background, but we have no other control over our mask and we cannot refine it anymore. One of the other ways that we call it non-destructive way of removing the background is adding the mask to your layer instead of Command J or duplicating it. So let's do that now. I'll just select my object again, just like this, and then we will use the mask layer. Mask your layer, just like this. It will remove the background. And now we can go ahead, double click on our mask and refine the selection. Then we can use the brush tool to refine the selection. This thing I will show you in the next lesson. For now, let's stick to this object selection tool. I will undo this by Ctrl Z, and now we have our selection back. What if you want to remove or add to the selection? You can do that by Shift and Option or Alt. Click on the option, you will have plus button and you can add to the select area. And click on the Option or Alt and it will remove the areas from the selection. To demonstrate this better, I'm going to use the other photo, this one. Now let's select this cup of coffee. If I want to add this notebook as well, I have to press on the Shift, just like this, we include it. Now I want to remove this pen. Press on the Option or Alt and select it like this. Let's add the laptop as well. Press on the Shift, press on the Shift and select it like this. I will add this area as well. So just like this, you add areas and remove the areas from the selection. Now we can go ahead and mask it. By the way guys, the Alt and Shift shortcuts, they work with all other selection tools. I'll see you in the next lesson. We will cover some other selection tools and I will show you how to refine your selection using the mask settings and also the brush tools. See you there.